My name is Antonia Tzemanaki. I am a lecturer in robotics at the University of Bristol, where I teach undergraduate and postgraduate students, and I also do research in robotics. My career journey started when I went to the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki in North Greece to study for my degree in electrical and computer engineering. I went there because I liked maths and because I was good at it, but mostly because I really enjoyed working with computers. So during my studies there, I was introduced to robotics, which immediately piqued my interest, and I decided to work on robotic fingers for my dissertation at the final year of my studies there. After the completion of my MN's degree, I decided to study robotics further, and so I came to the UK to study for my MSc in robotics, where I also worked on robot fingers and robot hands, but this time with application in healthcare and specifically physiotherapy for patients who had suffered a stroke and could not move their hand. From that time onwards, I continued on medical robotics, and in my doctoral studies, I worked on robot hands and hand exoskeletons to develop a teleoperated robot-assisted surgical system. After the completion of my PhD, I have continued to research various aspects of medical robotics, and I'm also interested now in applying my research more widely in extreme environments where we need teleoperation, for example, robotics for space and also nuclear applications. What benefits are there to being a woman in the engineering sector? The biggest benefit is, as engineers, we are the ones shaping our society and our future. Think about your daily life and all the objects and systems you interact with. All these are designed by teams of engineers, and these teams need to be diverse. Otherwise, the systems that they will make will not be appropriate for everyone. Think of seatbelts in a car. How many times have you felt that they were not designed for your height or your body? We need women in engineering simply because teams are naturally better and stronger when their members have different backgrounds and different ideas. What advice would you give to a female student considering engineering as her career? So the advice I would give would be to be resilient, work hard, look for mentors, connect with networks for working with others, but also for support. There is a variety of women in engineering networks, women who code, and so on. And in Bristol, for example, we have a women in robotics network. But most of all, the advice I would give you would be to be passionate about what you want to do, read about it, be aware of the field, develop your own ideas and be proactive. Find inspiration. Why do you want to do this? For example, I was deeply inspired by reading science fiction books. I find human hands and human fingers really fascinating. We use them to interact with our environment. They are the result of our evolution. So just imagine how different our society would be if this way of interaction was completely different. And therefore, due to my fascination with our hands, with the human hands, I chose to use this inspiration and to put in application in robotics and look into robot fingers, hands, robot joints, and also on a way to track our human hands by using robotic hand exoskeletons. Where have you found the most support from in developing your engineering career? So for me, the greatest support and the one that has been constant has been my family, who have really stood by me all these years. And I want to note here that none of my family have any background in engineering. This is not necessary. The second source of support was my fellow students while studying, and later on my colleagues. So finding the right people to team up with, who will value you and respect you, and of course who you will value and who you will be ready to support is hugely important.